Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV, and there is a lot to unpack. I tried to squeeze everything into the crypto minute, but as usual, there was just not enough time, so let's dig in. France has taken major steps. I think it's Banque de France has tested XRP at the core with their Target 2 securities platform. That would put XRP at the core of their CBDC development. And they think that they're getting good enough results that they could possibly want to move forward. That would place France at the forefront of creating a digital euro. Yeah. I've been hearing reports about how people think that CBDCs will totally blow away stable coins. And I'm sitting here and I'm just saying to myself, I'm not so sure about that because people don't like the idea of having Big Brother all up in their business if they use CBDCs. I think those reports, yeah, they might be a little bit off. Unless they're going to force people to use CBDCs, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Anyway, some other good news. Gary Gensler has actually come out and said his staff is actually working on the Bitcoin Spot ETF proposals. Not that we needed that information because you could tell that they were working on it by the changes that ARK Invest and Fidelity have made. I'm pretty sure we'll get more. I think there was another one. I'm missing one. But when I sit here and I look at it all, I sit there and say to myself, yeah, that tells me that something is going to happen and that's it. And when it happens, I don't think it's going to be one. I think it's going to be a floodgate, and that will be it, right? I mean, because what would be the reason for sitting there waiting? You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's going to come soon. I think that Mike Novogratz and Galaxy Digital are correct. It could happen actually this year. That announcement now makes me think that a Bitcoin Spot ETF is going to happen this year. I'm not 100% sure. Nobody is. But that announcement puts me in the this year bucket. Coinbase is demonstrating that they are indeed looking to have or make huge inroads in their global expansion plans. And why do I say this? Perpetual futures contracts being offered outside of the United States to non-US users. That's what they are looking across the globe and saying, where can we do some stuff? And here's one of the steps that they're taking. Pay attention to this company. I think it's going to get big. I saw a report, day before yesterday, that was talking about, would Coinbase take off if there was a Bitcoin Spot ETF announced? And the answer was not really. And I think that's actually correct. However, I think they would be an offshoot beneficiary. Why? Because of the demand for Bitcoin. So it would be indirect. So that's what I'm actually thinking is that indirect activity is going to be what drives Coinbase to go up. Right? So will it go up as much? No, but I think that's what they'll enjoy is that kind of a push. This next story bothers me, and it's because it further demonstrates the lack of knowledge of the cryptoverse by U.S. lawmakers. 28 U.S. senators and 76, and you can guess who a couple of those senators are, right? I'm not going to name names. But 76 U.S. House of Representatives members came together and signed a letter going to the U.S. Treasury Department and say, hey, we need you to look into just, the use of crypto in terrorism. Cash is still king in that space. Like, let's not even play games. Cash is king in that space. Chainalysis, who's been working with governments around the world for a while now, has said, yeah, it's an infinitesimal kind of thing. It's a fraction of a percentage. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, yeah, it's not it's not how they move the money, it's the fact that they're making money. You need to start looking at the sources of the money, not necessarily the sources of the transactions alone, right? How did Hamas make the money? Now, the US did take action against a Gaza based exchange that was involved with those transactions. Makes sense. But I think you need to look at the whole trail, and it's not just crypto. Crypto is about this much money. Fiat is about that much, right? I think that's where we need to go. So the ire against crypto, because that's where this comes from. It's another reason why crypto is bad. No, it's not. It's just a tool. Because for that reason, wouldn't you say, banking is bad? That's like dumb, right? I don't think banking is bad. I don't think banks are bad. I just think that they're going to have to redefine themselves and redefine what banking is. But that's where we should be looking, right? Not just the movement of the money, but how are they making the money? Where's that coming from? That's what we should be looking at. So getting your ire up against a particular industry just demonstrates, lack of knowledge of that industry to me. I'm sorry. I think they can do a better job. I really do. And if Chainalysis is working with different governments, I'm pretty sure that those governments already have the report. They've been running these reports for a while. So even the letter being penned and inked and signed right now just makes me say a little bit too late on that one, right? Just a little bit too late. Let's spend our time doing better things. Let's take a pragmatic approach to how things actually work, and let's act on that. Right? Our government, some of these officials really need to step up their game. They really, really do. And Bitmain, I told you Bitmain was not doing so well, right? I told you they were not doing so well and they weren't paying their people. They've recently paid their people, but for September, I don't know about October. And apparently that information was leaked. I mean, clearly, right? What they've done is they fired the people that they think leaked it, and they're taking legal action. Now, I just want to think about this. Do I want to do business with a company that does something like that instead of taking action on how come you're not making money? How come you're not paying you? So you're going to fire the people that aren't being paid, and you're going to take legal action against them. Wow, Bitmain. That's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. The FDIC, and it probably stems from Biden's proposal a couple of years ago. Hey, I want all the agencies to look into crypto. The FDIC took it serious, and they actually appointed an independent inspector general. And that inspector general came back and said, specifically, the FDIC has not yet completed a risk assessment to determine whether the agency can sufficiently address crypto asset related risks through actions such as issuing guidance to supervised institutions. You want me to sum that up for you? Like Kevin Hart said, they wasn't ready. They wasn't ready. But what I do like is the fact that they've made this information public, and they're saying, hey, look, listen, we're woefully behind. We're not ready. We will get ready. Are they late? Sure, of course. But the wheels of the government, turn slowly. But they do turn. They do turn. So I'm expecting FDIC to actually pick up their game and actually move forward and get things done. That's what I'm expecting. That's literally what I'm expecting. Right? So I'm going to be watching that one because it affects the banking industry. Right? So now you've got a kind of infusion of banking and crypto and that mesh. And how do we advise banks on managing that risk? Yeah. So you're going to see the FDIC start getting out there, getting some experts and growing their expertise in the space. That's literally what's going to happen. Next piece of news. Aptos network was down for 5 hours. That's a long time. What they're saying is that there was so much energy, positive energy about Aptos One that the customers, turned off the lights. They brought the house down. Upbit and OKX Exchange both, stopped withdrawals and deposits for Aptos in response, quick response. And they've since come back up. Whether or not it's true that they went down because of activity, I don't know. But it definitely caused a maintenance outage, and that was the reason that the exchanges gave. But I'm dying to find out, was it really because of all that pent-up energy? But you know what we should do? We should go over the numbers. And the numbers today are pretty doggone interesting. Fear and greed index is up to 52. Yesterday it was 50. Remember, it went from 52 to 50 back up to 52. I think that Gary Gensler news is going to drive things forward. And it's crazy foggy outside. It's beautiful, actually. Total value locked right now is at $46.496 billion. Yeah, okay, moving sideways. And here's proof. Here's all moving sideways. But I want you to pay attention to something. I keep telling you, it's the 2828 right there. It's that 2828. So I'm feeling good. I told you, I've been telling you for a while. Look at this. I've been telling you for a while. Yes, we're operating within the green band. That's nice. Of course, my green band is between 26,475 and 31,580, right? You can see it right here, right here. The big deal is that we're above my $28,028 mark. Okay? That's the mark that we need to maintain above, right? So that we can take the catalyst, the next catalyst, and propel above 30,000. That's what I think is going to happen. That's truly what I think is going to happen. Pay attention to that. That is a big deal. Anyway, from a big picture perspective, yeah, we're moving sideways, but we're moving sideways at a higher low. We were down here. Now we're up here. This is what I'm paying attention to. Notice how Bitcoin is moving and notice how the rest of the coins out there are moving. These are the things that I'm paying attention to. I'm paying attention to the pairs that swing together, play together, right? That's the next step. First, you're paying attention to, solo coins. Then you start paying attention to sets of coins that seem to swing in the same direction at the same time, right? Because then once I take that group of coins that swing in the same direction at the same time, I'm going to look to see which one swings the most. I'm going to look to see which one swings upwardly the most and downwardly the most. I'm trying to share tidbits every single time, right? Right now, if you're looking at the big board, did you see this? Bitcoin is up to 71% year to date. It had been way lower. It went up in their year to date, and Ethereum went down. XRP is at 41%. Okay, Solana is up to 139%, almost 140. Bitcoin Cash 135. I pay attention to Solana and Bitcoin Cash in major fashion. I pay attention to them. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a note. Love to hear from you. And you know who else I love to hear from? People that don't like what I'm doing. Drop me a note anyway and tell me how I can improve. That's the idea, is that we want to improve so we can serve more people. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.